beautiful, 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 beautiful angel. Love your imperfections, everything, God.
Alright y'all, so this is what the wig looks like fresh out of the box, straight onto my head. Now this wig is from Yoowigs. This is their blonde full lace wig. And for this install, I am going to be doing the stocking cap method just because my hair is jet black and, well, my natural hair. And I want everything to be covered so where my install looks as natural as possible. Right now, I'm just taking some foundation, my foundation powder, and going over that stocking cap just so it blends more with my skin. And then I'm just cutting off all that extra lace. And you don't have to worry about the ends that rolled up. I'll be using the glue once I'm done cutting off all that extra lace to actually like lay down the little roll up ends, so you don't have to worry about that. And then I'm just trying back on my wig to make sure that I've cut off enough of that stocking cap. So once I'm ready to lay down my wig, you don't see it underneath or it does not come past the lace in front. And then I'm just taking the makeup wipes and removing any extra makeup or any extra oil that was left on my forehead. Mind you, I did clean my forehead with alcohol before I actually applied the stocking cap. And right now, I'm actually taking my makeup brush and like sticking my forehead. Mind you, this does not hurt at all, but I'm kind of like poking it against my skin to mark where I'll be placing the glue. That's like my guide to know exactly where and how much glue to place on my forehead. So yeah. And the glue that I'm using for this install is the Ghost Blonde glue. And right now, like I told you guys, I'm applying a thin layer first. And I'm like laying down the rolled up ends of the stocking cap in the glue. And you guys, this glue does dry clear once it's dried. So that's how you know that your glue is dry. Once the glue is clear, then it's fully dried. Then after the first layer, I did go back in with a second layer and let that dry. I honestly count this as like my first layer because that first thin layer that I applied, I usually don't count it as a layer. But anyway, so yeah, this is kind of like my first layer of glue for my install. And then once that's dried clear, I apply a second coat. So normally I only apply 2 layers of glue, and that install would last me about a week or two depending on how much I sweat and how well I take care of my lace. Because literally you have to maintain, like, let's say you go to the gym, you gotta make sure that once you're done the gym, you wrap your head back up so that glue can set back in place so that it's dry and it doesn't lift. But yeah, once the glue was fully dried, then I went ahead and laid down my unit into the glue. This is honestly the first time that I'm even applying my unit with the lace still on it. Usually I always cut off my lace before laying my units down into the glue, but today I kind of wanted to switch it up and see what the outcome would be like. And to be honest, I think I like this method way better just because it laid so much flatter and I didn't have to like pull and tug on the hair. Like it was easier. It was a lot easier to lay down. And then once I was finished laying my wig down into the glue, I ran the blow dryer through it a couple more times to make sure that everything was dry and everything was in place. And then I cut off all that extra lace. Now I'm just going back in with some glue and sticking down the ear tabs. I don't know, for some strange reason, every time I lay my wigs down, I always have to go back in and touch back up around the ear tabs. It just never sticks on the first attempt. So I'm just going back in with a thin coat of glue and then letting that dry and then sticking down the ear. And then once I was done that, now it is time for us to blend this lace into our skin. So what I usually use to blend the lace into my skin is just my foundation powder, and I use a small makeup blending brush to apply the powder to the lace. I usually just dab it into the powder, dust off all the excess makeup on the brush, and I just tap on the makeup literally in the front of the lace. I kind of avoid getting on the hair itself. Like, my main focus here is just getting this powder onto the lace so that it blends like right into my skin. And the lace is transparent, so it was really easy to blend the makeup into it. And then once I was done that, I did go ahead and pluck some hair out of the front of this unit to make it look natural. And then I also had to cut some hair off in the front of this unit to lay the baby hairs, just because the unit does not come with any baby hairs, but it does come pre-plucked, so that's why I did not have to pluck out that much hair. And to lay the baby hairs, I am using some mousse. Now, while you guys watch me lay down the baby hairs, I'm just going to talk to you guys a bit about the hair itself. So like I said, this hair is from Yoowigs, and this is their 613 full blonde lace wig. And this is probably like the best blonde hair that I've ever received and I've ever installed, just because the wig does not shed whatsoever. Like, I've been wearing this hair for 4 days now since I installed it, and yes, I'm just doing a voiceover, so yeah. But yeah, 4 days now, and so far, you guys, I have not gotten any shedding like that. Unless I'm like detangling the hair, I'll get like a couple of strands, but that's about it. Like, the hair does not shed, period. And as far as tangling, like, I haven't gotten any tangling either. And like I told you guys before, I don't tie my head up to sleep at night, so I do not wrap up my head or none of that. And I would wake up in the morning and my wig is perfectly fine on my head. All I gotta do is brush it out a couple times and run back the iron through it, and the wig is flawless. Like, it's silky straight, it's nice, it's soft. Like, the wig is just bomb overall. So yeah, this is like why I consider this wig to be the best blonde wig I've ever received, because honestly, I've had like my last blonde wig from a different company. You guys, this wig shedded so much, it literally made me hate like all blonde wigs. So this wig is bomb. Highly recommend this wig to you guys. So if you have any doubts about purchasing this wig, do not be scared, because you will have no regrets with it. And right now, I'm just trying to decide if I want to give myself a center part or a side part. So I ended up giving myself a center part, and then I used some mousse to flatten down that parting space, because obviously the wig is brand new. You have to, you know, flatten it down. So I used the mousse, and then I just like combed it out, make sure everything was flat. And then now I'm just taking my hot comb and like laying down everything, making sure my wig is flat and nice, and I don't have any bulks or lumps and bumps and all of that. And yes, my hot comb looks like a hot ass mess. And then I just passed the iron through it once more, and that is it, you guys. This is literally how I install my blonde units. And so yeah, these are like all my little tricks and stuff. So I do hope you guys learned something. This is how I install my blonde units to suit myself. What you can also do is you can either dye your roots like a darker color that's closer to your skin complexion, which looks really good also, but I just don't have time for all of that. So I just prefer to put the little foundation onto the lace, so it looks like the lace is actually growing out of my scalp, and you know, like I have actual platinum blonde hair. So yeah, this is how I install my blonde units. Like I said, I hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the support. Let me know in the comment section down below, how are you guys feeling this one. And as usual, I will have all the details listed down below in the description box for you guys. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.